What is going on, guys? So we're back, and today we're going to be doing a final review on this book that we did, that we've been reading for this quarter. Obviously we started a little bit late, but don't worry. The thing here is that we have been reading The Richest Man in Babylon, and I've been doing several videos, which you'll see all of them here, kind of going chapter by chapter. The whole purpose of this whole activity, or this whole, I guess, playlist on YouTube, is to go over our favorite books and review the lessons that they're trying to teach us. But not only that, actually put them into practice, because sometimes we read and we say that's really good, but we never do anything about it, and we continue to be just the people who we are, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but I personally want to learn and become better after reading these books, because some of these books have really powerful lessons. So in this case, we read The Richest Man in Babylon. This is gonna be our last video reviewing this book, but in this video, I'm gonna tell you everything that you need to know, everything, pretty much the best of all the videos, kind of like a full summary, and kind of like some questions that you should be asking yourself, whether you're doing this already. So before we continue, smash that like button if you like this video, and subscribe. Again, the next book we're gonna be reading and doing every Monday reviews, it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is gonna be a very good video. Very good book. I've read it several times and I'm excited to read it again and review chapter by chapter. So again, if you're interested in following up or following through those videos, be sure to subscribe. Now, again, if you haven't read the book, the story is actually quite nice, but I'm not gonna go over all the story because I already went over the whole story, on my past videos. I did not go over the story after the 5 rules of gold, but honestly, after that's really not that relevant. It doesn't really give us a definite storyline. It's more like stories and parables and lessons to learn from other people. Not really the main character here, the richest man in Babylon. But I do want to go over the things that we've learned in the chapters we reviewed, because these are the most powerful lessons of the book. So in order for you to become wealthy, that's the whole point of this book. This book wants you to be rich, wants you to be wealthy financially, okay? Some books want you to be wealthy in mind and I guess some other type of richness. This book clearly says they want you to be rich financially and wealth and gold and money. So the first step that you have to take approach in becoming rich financially is knowing how to handle wealth. So early on in the book, they give us 3 rules on how to manage wealth. So you have to know how to manage wealth. If you didn't see that video, I'm going to tell them right here, right now. The first lesson is to save 10% of what you earn. The most powerful lesson of all from this book. Everything that you earn, 10% must be going on savings, okay? You don't touch that. You don't spend it. You don't go and buy Starbucks with that, okay? You don't do that. Don't do that. You just save it. The second rule in order to handle money successfully was to seek advice only from those who know or who are competent in giving you advice. Again, if you're thinking in opening a new business, well, don't go to your neighbor who has never opened a business before. He's just gonna give you bad advice, right? So go to people who know what they're doing, who you could admire and who are successful. And that's the second rule for handling wealth, because if you don't know, if you're taking advice from people who don't know, you're gonna lose your money and you don't know how to handle wealth. And then the third lesson is learn how to make money work for you. It's not teaching you here, but it's telling you, you have to learn that once you have that 10% of savings, you don't want to just have it in your bank account, but you don't want to spend it. You have to make it work for you. You have to see each dollar as your employee or as your slave or however you want to look at it, but you have to make them work. You have to put them to work, because if not, you don't know how to handle wealth. And thus, you're never going to be wealthy or rich because you just don't know how to control it. After we learn the 3 ways of handling wealth, we go in and learn of the 7 ways to make your bank account fatter, or in this case, the book says it, the 7 cures for a lean purse, right? So a lean purse, meaning like if your wallet is just skinny, right? And we want to make it fatter. So these are 7 cures that you should keep in mind. So again, we went through them in very long detail in our past videos, but if you didn't see them, I'm just gonna go and talk about them briefly here because this is a full-on summary. So the first thing is your income is your first wealth generator, okay? So a lot of people think that in order for you to become rich, you have to get lucky, earn the lottery, or have a big successful business. Well, no, if you're working right now at McDonald's, you have the same chance that maybe Bill Gates had, back in the day. And maybe this is a bit exaggerated, but you have to think that way. You have to really think that you have the opportunity to become wealthy wherever you stand right now, as long as you have a job or some sort of income. The second cure for a lean purse is controlling your expenditure. Like I said, if you're going out there buying Starbucks every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're spending all your money unless you're already earning millions of dollars, which in that case, I don't know why you would be watching this. Maybe you want to be a billionaire, but I don't know. The whole point here is that you want to control your expenditure based on your income. Again, the book does give us a good formula for that. It's something about 90% should be spent. So again, if you make $100, you only should be spending $90. If you have money for the things you like with those $90, well, good. Enjoy life. The book even says that, don't sacrifice yourself. You should definitely enjoy life because we don't know if you're going to live tomorrow, but you don't want to spend your 100% or even go in debt to enjoy your life. The third cure is make your money multiply, make your gold multiply. So like I said, leaving it in the bank account to no. You have to know how to make your money multiply. Like I said, I have my money being multiplied itself through real estate, through investments, through cryptocurrency, stable coins, through just opening up new sort of businesses that I'm familiar with. But you have to know once you have money saved aside, that's a cure for a lean purse. You have to make it know how to work for you. And then the fourth cure for a lean purse was guard your treasure from loss. Don't go out there and your neighbor, again, we'll say this neighbor is just really bad neighbor, but your neighbor here is inviting you to a business that's gonna make your whole savings multiply itself like 10 times this year. Be aware because you could lose your money, and if you do, well, now you're never gonna be wealthy. You're gonna have a lean purse, and so that's the other lesson here. You have to protect your money. You have to protect your treasure because if you don't, then nobody else will. The fifth cure here is make thy dwelling a profitable investment. You have to have a home, okay? You can't be renting. You can't be going out there. The first thing for your confidence, for the things that just to set you right. The place that you live, you have to own it. It doesn't mean you have to pay it cash, but you have to fight to get a mortgage. You have to fight to find a way to get a loan and just buy a home, okay? That plays very important. It's a very important rule, and that's part of, it's cheaper actually to own a home compared than to renting, really. Believe me, it's cheaper in the long term and sometimes even in the short term. So just own a home. The sixth cure is ensure a future income. You, me, everybody is gonna get old eventually. We don't wanna be 60, 70, 80 years and still have to worry about, our paycheck. We wanna make sure that we already have built income streams. So, make sure that if you're gonna be given $100,000, I would prefer a business that's giving me $1,000 every month compared to $1 million in cash, because I know that the business, as long as the income keeps coming in, it's much more reliable than just a big bag of gold. And then the seventh cure for a lean purse was increase your ability to earn. This is by teaching yourself, learning new skills. I have one of my mentors that just recently taught me a very powerful lesson. He told me that 10%, and again, I think that's a lot, but it depends up to you. But 10% of what you make should also go into yourself, improving yourself. So if you make, simplicity, I don't make that much, but if you make $100,000 a year, you should be putting $10,000 into things that will build you into a better person, whether it's coaching, courses, seminars, books, whatever it is, but going back to school, getting a master's degree, learning a new skill, trade, language, anything, but you have to keep improving and building yourself. So that's what this cure tells you. Increase your ability to earn, because the more you know, the more you can earn. And then finally, the book talks about the 5 rules of gold, which again, we talked about them last time, but the first rule is gold comes gladly to an increasing quantities to those who put 10 aside. Okay, so long story short, I'm not gonna go over all of these, but the main takeaway of these rules of gold is that money follows people, okay? It doesn't, a lot of people might say, well, you're earning a lot of money and that's why it's easy for you to get more money and it's unfair or whatever. Believe it or not, money, it's almost like a magnet. If you have money and if you know how to manage your money properly and if you know how to work your money correctly, more money will come along the way. If you don't know how to do it, it's interesting, but it's like money will just go away like in crazy ways. Like I've seen people where they get 12,000, like with stimulus right now, right? Last year, 2 years ago, because of the pandemic, we got stimulus. I had someone who got over $12,000 in stimulus because he had plenty of kids. Nothing bad with that, but he had the ability to pay his debts, make something good out of that money, and really put himself in a different level. And he decided to just two months later, all those $12,000 were gone. He bought another truck and some dumb stuff that he should have not, and he still had his debt after that. And it's like, it's funny, but when money finds you, it will go away if you don't know how to manage it. So that's the main takeaway of this lesson. But overall, if you had to put the most important lesson of this book by far is save 10%. Okay, that's gonna be it. Saving 10% of everything you can earn. If you take that very main takeaway, then you're doing a very good job. This book has done its whole thing right. And again, 10% is not that hard, guys. 90% you should be, putting for everything else. I used to have actually different philosophy. It was 10%. It was a 10, 40, 20, I believe, or something like that. I forgot. It was like 30, 20, 40 rule. Honestly, I forgot. Okay, so here it was. This is what I had learned in the university, actually. So it was 20, 30, 50 rule. So 50% needs to be allocated on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% into savings. So this is actually a little bit better. The book's telling you just 10%. But if you follow this advice right here, 50% on needs. Needs is house, food, all that stuff that you really need. 30% is on wants. I want a Starbucks. Now I'll go ahead and get a Starbucks because I want a Starbucks and I want to feel good, and it's okay because there's a budget for that. There's a 30% allocation for that. And 20% should be sent to, savings, which again, I currently save 10%. That goes directly into my Roth IRA account. And then I still save maybe another 10 to 15% that goes more on stock market stuff and crypto. So roughly I'm around that 20-25%. But well, that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the book. If you didn't read it, I would definitely suggest you read it. It's a very good book, very entertaining. If you don't like reading, consider hearing it. I haven't read this book physically. I've actually read this book multiple times. Or heard it, I mean. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Remember, we're going to be reading the Rich Dad Poor Dad next week. So definitely want to watch that video. It's going to be very good, very good video. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the time, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.